All right, I'm gonna go to the drag and drop activities. So for the drag and drop activities, I'm gonna move. Here's an example of a drag and drop activity. I said, at the grocery store, Dawson wanted to buy toilet paper. Charmin toilet paper costs $7.49, and Angel Soft costs $7.39. Which is cheaper? When you do this, there's two things you can add on to this. If I want to make this a drag and drop activity, and I want them to show $7.49 while they're doing that, I then add my dollars. And some people say, how can you have an endless supply of dollar bills on this side? How can I make that? So the way you do that is you insert an image. So I'm going to upload my penny. I'm going to then size the penny how I would like it. And then how I make sure to have an endless supply is I take this, I press Control C to copy it, and I press Control V, 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 V. I get as many pennies as I want. You can make 10, 20, whatever you feel like making. And then what I do is I take my mouse, I click the left, and I go over all those pennies, so all the pennies are selected. What I then do then is I go to Arrange, Align, Center, Arrange, Align, Middle, and now these are all grouped. I can move them, and now I have an endless supply of pennies. In their slide, and make the drag and drop activities right on the slide. Personally, I like to use my margin so that the kids have a bigger space to work on. So they do just appear. When you insert image, I'll again upload, I think I have a $10 bill here that I'll use. I take my $10 bill.
Can you go slower also? So
Yeah.
For the aligning activity, just so it gives people time to write what you did.
I can. So I inserted the image. I then shrunk it to the size that I wanted. From there, I took the $10 bill and I said Control Copy, Control C. Then I press Control V to paste it, and I just pressing Control V, Control V, Control V, Control V, Control V, until I got as many as I wanted.
And Jen, Control C and Control V can be used for anything.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep. From there, I selected them. So I took my mouse, I pressed my left side mouse down, and I went over them with my square here, which made them all be selected. So I made sure all my $10 bills were selected. Again, I just pressed down. I went over them with my little square that shows up, and I had all of them selected. Then I went up to Arrange, Align, Center, Arrange, Align, Middle. And now all of them are bunched up together right underneath each other, but you can't see them. And since it's all selected right now, I can still move it to where I want it to go. And then when I unclick it, that's when you can start getting the individual ones. Now, if I wanted again to move this, I have to select all of them. So I get that little square again, and then I can move it again. I said the other thing you can do is a Post-it note. This is an image from online. I just said insert, search on the web, Post-it notes. You can look at all these Post-it notes. I then select the one I want. I press insert. I get a Post-it note, and I can then move it to the side. So this is the Post-it note I chose on the internet, and then all I did was take a text box and I put directions on it. So it's just a cute way to put directions on the sheet if you didn't have enough room on your slide to do it. So some other drag and drop activities I've seen are putting words over. So if I want to put this word, I want to drag and drop it to where I want the kids to have it. If I want them to do pictures, they can drag and drop from there. Just like with the images, you can also do the copy and paste with the vocabulary words. So again, I just take this is a text box. So let's say I said, I I want to copy and paste that, and I want multiples of those. I again press Control Copy, Control Paste, Paste, Paste. I select all of them. Oops, I don't want it to select the vertebrae though. So I select all those. I say Arrange, Align, Center, Arrange, Align, Middle. And now I have multiple highs that they can drag and drop into this. And again, you can also do those with images on the side as well. Another one you can do is with the word or a map of the world. If you can have the words on the side, if you guys want the kids to drag and drop those inside. Another example of drag and drops that I made for the 5th grade teachers. Let's see if it's going to open. So here is an example. I have like the students write in their definition, and then the teacher can write in the definition. I have that post-it note with directions. I have an activity where students can write the written form. They can pull in the picture form. So, and then they can write in an expanded form. And again, dragging and dropping the money. This is all about decimals. That's why there's a lot. There's number lines where they can drag and drop dots. So there's definitely a bunch of activities you can do with these drag and drop activities. Sometimes when you do a drag and drop activity, say for this one, you don't want the background to change because you don't want the kids to be able to go in here and delete any of your words. So what you do for that is you go to File, Download, Image. I usually do the PNG image. And when I do that, I'll get something that comes up on my computer. And what I do, I just say Control, I right click it, and I copy it. And when I do that, I'll make a new slide. I usually get rid of all this junk in the background. And I paste it in. I did Control V. Oh, did I obviously, I copied the wrong slide. I must have been on a different slide, but either way. So now I have this. Oops. This is not what I wanted to do. Hold on a second. Let me try that again. So I have this, I do File, Download. I download it. I Control Copy that slide. I copy this picture. And then when I do that, I Control V, I paste it onto here. And now it's a picture, so students can't change that background. And sometimes when you do drag and drop activities, depending on what that drag and drop activity is, you want to do that so the students can't change the backgrounds. And then you can have the drag stuff on the side that you want them to drag and drop into. I want to do this slide. I make sure whatever slide I want to make a picture of, I'm on that slide. And then I go to File, Download. I usually do the PNG image. And then I'll get the image down here. And when I get that image, I right click this and I just say copy. I'm sure there's other ways. I probably can press this and press again, copy. And then all I do is I make a new slide. And I just do Control V, I paste it in. And so now nothing, it's an image, so nothing can be changed on this image. So and then I have them drag and drop into it. Yeah. So there's 2 ways to make make copies for your students. One way is Rachel Keyser showed yesterday in Google Classroom, the setting that shows when you make the assignment to make a copy. The way I do it, if I ever want to send this to another teacher, or I'm sending the link to students, is when you share this activity, you'll get a link here. And I'll say copy link when I'm trying to share it out. When I do that, I will then get the presentation, but I get to edit the original presentation, which is what we don't want. So what I do is I go up to the URL, and where it says edit, everything after edit, I delete, and I write the word copy. When I then take that link and I Control copy that link, and I send that to anyone, what happens is they will get this that makes them make a copy of this. And when that teacher or that student makes a copy, it goes directly into their drive So they will not be on the original copy. They'll have their own copy of that slideshow, which I highly recommend for drag and drop activities. The next thing we're going to go into is using slides as an instructional tool. So sometimes you don't want students doing the drag and drop activities. Sometimes you want to give students the information. So what I did is I found an image from online about the Cold War. And you can tell this is an image because I legit just took the image and I made it big enough to fit the whole slide. I then found a picture of a rope and embedded that into my slide. This is a black box that I got from Shapes. This is from Shapes as well. I just found that shape and I put it over right here. And what I did is I hid information. So now if you put information in, you can have kids kind of have a fun time finding the information that you've hidden on that slide. So they can say, oh, this is about the Iron Curtain. I can put another information here and I can hide it, and the kids can kind of go back and forth about how to find that information. I think the coolest one is this one, finding the hidden answer. So here's ones about transformations, and I tell the kids to explain their thinking here. And I take this and I slide the magnifying glass over the box, and it's magic. I find the answer to what type of transformation it was. It's a rotation 180 degrees. And I think at first you're like, how did you do that? So in this next slide, I'll show you. So you'll notice this is a blue background. In the rotation 180, you can see, is also the same color as the background. So I take that blue, and this is blue, and I have the same color on top of the same color, so you cannot see it when I put it onto the screen. Now, before I take that rotation 180 and put it onto the screen, the other important thing is to know is pictures on a Google slide, they are layered. So when you layer them, you need to make sure the rotation 180 is in the front. So I go to order, and I want it, it's already brought in the front, that's why it wasn't there. But you want to make sure when you take that 180 and you order it, that you bring it to the front. And when I move that over, that is why when I put the magnifying glass, which is behind the rotation 180 words, that it works. I must have put 2 words on there. Basically on here, I have a purple background. So how do I get that purple background? I'm gonna move that out of the way, is I fill that color with purple. Oops, that's because that's selected. So if I want this background, I made sure that background is purple. What I then did is I took a text box. This is my text box. And I made sure that these words were the exact same color as the background. Because when I put the exact same color and the exact same color, it disappears into the abyss over there. What I then make sure I do is I order that and I bring it to the front. So let me make another text box. And I'll say, hi. I take this, and again, make sure it's the same color as that background. Oops.
So one next to it.
What am I doing? Oh, thank you. I was like, what am I doing wrong?
It's
here?
the A. The A.
Yes, it's the A. Thank you. I make sure it's the same color as that background. I then right click this to get the order. I want to make sure it's front. It's already front. That's why that was you couldn't see it. And when I put that onto the screen and I take my other image and I put it over it, I can now see it. So when I add video to a Google slide, all you have to do is say insert, video. You can search for a video on YouTube. So if I want a video about 5th grade, I can search for any video that I want. I can do it by URL. So if I already have the URL, I can write it right in there, or I can do it from Google Drive. So I have this video I made about ST Math right here. So I'm going to select it. When I add in this video, I'm then able to size this any size that I want. I also on the side have some ability. I just need to move. I have some abilities to oops. on with this video. Hold on a second. Start video. Select. And then when I do that, I can now change where it starts at. If I don't want to start right away, if I want to start at 5 seconds, I can then also change where it ends. I can autoplay when presenting, meaning right when I get to that slide, the video starts. I can mute audio if for whatever reason you want them to listen to what the audio is saying. I mean, I can, and then it's the positioning on it, size and rotation on it, which these aren't as important. I think the biggest things are where you start and end it, and if you want to autoplay when you're presenting. Any questions on the video? The next one you also can do is adding audio. Audio is a little bit harder for whatever reason on Google Slides. They don't make it as easy as they do for videos. You can only insert audio. So that means you have to have pre-made audio to be able to add audio to the slides. You can't make it on Google Slides. And they only allow MP3s or WAVs. I find the easiest website to go to make this is called online.voice.recorder.com. The reasons when you do that, you save it to your computer, then you upload to the Google Drive. Because the only way you can get audio, and you'll see this, and I insert audio, I only have it in my Google Drive. So you have to, any audio that you make outside of Google Drive, you need to upload to Google Drive. That's the only way they will allow you then to upload that audio into your Google Slides. So then I select it, and you'll see it right there. And then you also have some options here. You can have it start when you click on it. You can have it start automatically. You can loop the audio if you want it to keep going. You can recolor it to something different. They give you tons of options here. So then if I want to play it, mine's just this. Hello. So when I made it on the online video voice recorder, that's all I wrote. Again, they don't make it as easy to add audio, but the way you do it is you have to make it off of Google Drive. Then you need to upload it to Google Drive to then put it into your Google Slides. Next thing I'm going to go over is hyperlinking. With hyperlinking, you're going to go more in depth with this in the ebook presentation, but I can hyperlink text. How do I do that? There's a couple ways. I can right click this and press the link, and then write any link that I want to hyperlink to that text. I can also go to this, and I can go to insert, and I can put link that way. I can also hyperlink images, which I feel like is a new big one to do. So if I upload an image from my computer, if I take this, I can do it 2 ways. I can go up here, and there's a little insert link that I can then hyperlink this to. I could also, again, go press my picture, go to insert, and I can go to link from there as well. You don't just have to link to the internet. You can hyperlink to different slides. So if I press this and I want to link again, I can say slides in this presentation. And then I can put any slide in the whole presentation that I want to link to. And again, I'll go more into that with the ebook later this afternoon, but this is the quick way to show you how to make a table of contents on an ebook if you want to do that to different slides in the presentation. Animation, what you do is I have this bird hyperlinked to another slideshow. So on this slideshow, basically this is just an image in the background that I have that I found online. And this bird is just a GIF that I inserted onto the slideshow. And what I do is you'll see on each slide, I push them a little bit further. So what I'm going to do then is on the slick slide that I'm on right now on the bottom, I'm going to right click it and I'm going to duplicate that slide. And then I take the bird and I move him a little bit further. Then I'm going to take that slide and I'm going to duplicate that slide. And I'm again going to take the bird and move him a little bit over. I'm duplicating that slide just so then I can just move that bird from that same position that it was in. So then again, right click, duplicate, and I just keep moving the bird or whatever you're doing for your stop motion animation. And I just keep moving it. So then I duplicate, take the bird, move him. Duplicate, take the bird, move him. When I am done making my stop motion animation, when I keep moving that image to where I want it to look and how I want it to look, what I then do is I go to File, Publish to the Web. I'll do that again. What I'll do when I'm done making my stop motion animation of the bird moving a little bit by a little bit, I go to File, Publish to the Web, and I'm going to change every 3 seconds to every second. And then I'm going to take my hyperlink, my link here, I'm going to copy it. When I paste it, you'll see at the end it says 1,000. It's going to still work, but you want that number to be lower for the stop motion animation to kind of quickly go through the slides. So I usually change it to 75. I'll do that step again too. So I copy this link, I paste it, and I take the thing that says 1,000 and I make it 75, and then I'm gonna press enter. And then I'm going to play my animation, and you'll see my bird flying. Now, this is just a simple one. I think it's cute, but